Good afternoon, everybody. It's Amber Kivett here with Lifepro. I am super excited to be joining all of you today. Thank you so much for giving me your time and for giving us the opportunity to share with you some of the greatest devices that Lifepro has come out with in the history of the business. I started with Lifepro years ago, helping them to innovate in their massage gun line, and we have and kind of revamped and created a lot of neat percussion massage gun application options over the years. We refer to massage gun, percussion massage, or mechanical vibration. And the reason being is because of how, when you push the button and power it on, how it moves and how it causes vibration through our tissues, which changes how our tissues align, how they transfer energy, how we flush out toxins within the system. So I'm excited to share with you today what the biggest difference as far as the basics go. I'm not here to sell you one of our massage guns. So if you already have a massage gun, whether it's a Lifepro massage gun or one of our competitors, it's okay. I just want to make sure that you are aware of how advantageous it is to have one of our massage guns, and just understanding the basics and understanding the differences when you're looking for one, how to know one from the other. We recently came out with a new massage gun within our lineup called the Spinergy, and it is specifically a lymphatic massage gun of a specialty type, one of the first of its kind. So I want to show you just some basics here because we never really had a product launch on this, and I'm coming to you at a perfect time today because I've been working with my own clientele in clinical space. I've been board certified and licensed in sports medicine and human performance for over 20 years, and so today we are working. I've been working with clients, and so it's nice to be able to take a break and just be able to work on myself or show you how you can work on yourself, because I use these devices on every single client that comes in the door, whether they're coming in for mental coaching, whether they're coming in for pain relief, whether we're trying to fix an injury. My clients come in and I use a massage gun on every single individual in order to allow the body to talk to me and give me an idea of what it needs. Because if you give your body what you need, instead of giving it what you want, you're going to end up in feeling tremendously better if you give the body the environment that it needs in order to continue to thrive and repair itself. If we give ourselves what we want, it's not always going to be the outcome that we're hoping for because we want rewards now. And so I want to make sure that you're aware, like, there are so many great advantages to using massage guns. And so today is just about showing you two specific massage guns that we offer. We have several in our lineup in our storefront. So if you want to check that out on Amazon or on our Life Pro Fitness page, feel free to check that out. But this is our Spinergy massage gun. It's a lymphatic specialty gun. We came out with this several months ago and just never really had a launch because we sold out of them so fast. Now they're back in stock, but we sold out of them so fast that it was like, you don't want to promote something that's already sold out. And so it took us a while to get them back in because it is one of a kind. And we are one of the few that offers a lymphatic specialty. Try and say that 3 times in a row. A lymphatic specialty type of device. And because of so much inflammation, pain, even human performance or elite level performance, you're going to have toxins and gunk that fills into the system. And if you don't have a way of mobilizing that or clearing it, then you run into more of a challenge when it comes to healing. So this is a very unique type of massage gun as compared to the traditional that you're probably used to seeing, which is this is our Sonic LX professional gun. This is my favorite. When it comes to all the massage guns that we have ever had, this is my absolute favorite. If I just had to pick one, this is my favorite go-to. So wanted to share this with you today because it is an awesome opportunity to understand one from the other. Big difference in size for sure. This one only weighs 1 pound. This one weighs 2.5 pounds. This one is twice the length of this one. So when it comes to leverage, leverage. I don't use this like a hammer. I'm going to show you some secrets and some tips and tricks so that you don't overuse yourself if you're applying this to yourself, or if you're applying it to somebody, a loved one at home or a teammate, what have you. I like to hold this massage gun like such, as opposed to here, because it is really straining on the wrist and on the elbow and on the neck and shoulder, as opposed to this. And you can feel the float. So I want you to remember, when it comes to using a massage gun, it's not how hard you push, it's how it floats. The float will teach you so much about what's going on beneath the surface of the skin. There's definitely a right way to warm up the body if you're going into human performance or going into a sports event, or if you are just needing that break in the middle of the afternoon at work and you're sore and you're tired and you're like hitting the wall. There's definitely do's and don'ts when it comes to the basics. So that's what today's episode is all about, is just massage gun basics. But I want you to understand there's a big difference between a lymphatic massage gun and your traditional massage gun with multiple speeds, multiple application tips. I'm also going to cover just that, all the different application tips that you can use. With the Sonic LX, there are 10 attachment heads. One actually heats, which is really pretty awesome. This will actually maintain heat up to 130 degrees. It is charged on the bottom with a USB-C, and then it has a little power button there. So you just push the power button and it will shows you the green light is on. So we're going to leave that on because it takes just a little bit for that for the tip to heat. But once it heats, you can drive that heat through vibration into the tissue, which body loves heat when it's inflamed, or when it's needing calming, or even if you're needing a warm up. Heat is not always a bad thing. If you're inflamed, heat is very soothing, very calming. So if you can transfer heat into the tissue, it draws more blood flow in and helps to reduce pressure on the pain sensors. It helps to soothe and calm down the nervous system as a whole. So today is all about understanding the different application tips, because majority of massage guns are going to come with very similar types of attachments. I learned how to use the very first massage gun ever from the man who invented and started the whole massage gun revolution back in 2018. He's been working on these prototypes for over a decade. He is a physician. His name is Dr. Jason, and Dr. Jason taught me as a medical practitioner how to use massage guns in order to help not only with reducing pain threshold, but also restoring tissue and getting things moving again, because mechanical vibration is a stimulant. It makes things very happy. And so when our tissues have issues and we don't want to move, we're like stuck like glue, you have to give it some kind of an excitatory stimulus. Like, we have to excite it, we have to stimulate it, we have to try to enhance what's going on that should be going on. And once our brain figures out that, oh, this is how it should be, then it will start to correct, and then the body just gets better. So we are going to talk about all those different things. I'm going to start with the Spinergy, because again, it's something very cutting edge, very new. The Spinergy for this one does not have an attachment tip on it yet, but it comes with 4 different attachment tips. I know that looks kind of interesting, right? What makes Spinergy really cool is that you can use, because these are not rubber and they're not porous, you can actually use an essential oil or an analgesic topical balm. If you are somebody who likes to use an arnica cream, you can use an arnica cream as you are driving it into your skin, because remember, our skin is our greatest sensory organ, and it's also our greatest detox organ. So we can eliminate through, but we can also enhance and introduce through our skin. So our skin can pick up different things, different signals, and we can use massage oil or essential oils that come along with, or something that you might have at home. So this specific model comes with a bottle of lavender essential oil already included in the travel case. And again, I'm not here to sell you the Spinergy, but I want you to be aware of it, because it's just, again, it's cutting edge, and it's very unique in its time. But everything fits right here. This will fit in my handbag. It will also fit in like a basic size grocery bag. So if we're trying to figure out size wise, you can keep this in a desk drawer, in a filing cabinet. You can carry it on an airplane. You can keep it in a gear bag. It's just keep it in the nightstand next to your bedside. There's a lot of different, it's small. So When we go to turn this on, it is a USB-C charge, so it charges in right here at the top. But as we go to turn it on, we're just going to hold for a second. And it starts on level 1. This one specifically has 6 different levels of intensity, or 6 different levels of speed. So there's the 6. And it does not have an attachment on here, but you can see how it's spinning, but also how it's going up and down. Okay. Now, what you want to understand about all of this is when we put an attachment on, let's talk about that. Okay. We have this spiky head. Okay. Whoops. A good catch. The spiky head right here. This right here specifically is we call it the wave head. And so the wave head is basically, no, I'm sorry, this is our sculpting head. My bad. This is our sculpting head. The sculpting head means that those little teeth, not sharp, but those little teeth can get in while it's spinning and going up and down and can break things up. So I'm going to show you. You can already see the red blotchiness. I have very sensitive skin, so this is a great demo because you can see how much intensity can go into this. And I'm not pushing hard, but you can see it's already leaving little pokes, pricks in my skin, which means it's breaking things apart beneath the skin. There is this elaborate web that we call fascia that holds us together, but fascia has the ability to glue itself and get sticky and stagnant. And when that happens, our muscles and our other surrounding tissues don't glide and move and fire to transfer energy the way they're supposed to. So if you have joint pain, if you have other areas of your body that are hurting, the sculpt head is an easy way to go in and re-sculpt the tissue and that web of a matrix that we call fascia. And when we can re-sculpt that, I like to call it pliability. How can you take the Play-Doh out and how can you reshape it? When we can become more pliable with our body, the body reduces pain thresholds, becomes more optimal in how it transfers energy, load, performance. So energy goes up, blood flow goes up, pain goes down, blood pressure improves, stress improves, and how your body is able to move around just gets better. So that is our sculpt head. When we go to look at how easy it goes on, it just clips on just like that. There's a rubber ring on the bottom side of this. So when I go to turn this on, that's speed 1. So you can see it's a little wobble, little bobble tip. Now, frequency. The frequency is how much it's moving in the moment. Okay. And so this is happening on level 1 at 27 hertz. And it goes all the way to 47 or 42 hertz. So this is speed 6. And again, I don't have any microphone. I don't have a microphone on or earbuds on today. So you're getting live. Like you're getting everything is what it is through the speaker of my computer. Super quiet. So this is on the high speed. And as you can see, it has a little jerking. Okay. So if you are a super sensitive person, again, I'm not pushing, I'm just letting it float. And I can put a little bit of pressure on there if I want to. But again, this is at its highest speed. If we tap the power button again, it clicks it off. And when it clicks it off, it's going to give me a number. That's how much battery power is available. And so it takes 2.5 hours to charge, and you can use it for hours. Like you won't have to worry about plugging it back in for a while. So when it comes to the amount of intensity, just you want it to float. Okay, just let it float because you can see my tissue is actually starting to respond. You can see the jiggle. That's not fluff. It's not fat. It is tissue is shifting. Tissue is changing. And so we want tissue reformation in order to allow, if you have carpal tunnel syndrome, it is inflammation on these tendons because the forearm muscles are tired. And if your shoulder is tired, then the forearm has to work harder. And then we get more inflammation down here. And then we feel numbness, tingling, and then we are not feeling very good. Now, just to be clear, when I go to put this lymphatic massage gun on, these marks right here, these are cupping marks. I have my own cupping brand. So I do cupping every day. I actually put cups on me this morning. The best time to use a massage gun, if you're combining it with other treatments, is before you do the other treatments. So if you're doing scraping, if you're doing cupping, if you're doing different mobilizations, you want to do vibration first in order to ignite excite and separate, create some separation in the tissue, then you can go in, change it, mutate it, modulate it, restore it. Okay. But if you see those marks on me, the massage gun, the Spinergy is not causing that. It is cupping marks from what I did earlier to myself today. And I've been working on people from a hands-on sports medicine standpoint since I got up this morning several hours ago. So this is a great break in my day because my body actually needs this. But as you can see, I'm not only getting up and down. Okay, the amplitude on this one specifically is 9 millimeters. Amplitude is how far it goes up and down. So how much the massage gun transitions up and down with the head, and at the same time, it is spinning as it's going up and down. So it's kind of like a spiraling effect. Okay. This sculpt head is really good for using like around your neck. Again, this is on a level of 3, so it might be a little too fast up top. So you might have to drop it down to level 1 and just see how you can handle it. But going here, if you have back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, don't go straight back here. You want to go across the chest, because if we're short here, it's going to make this back here overworking. Okay. And so you can use this throughout all different areas, but the sculpt head allows you to kind of reshape everything. It's pretty cool. Okay. So you can also chisel out the body. So those of you who are interested in getting rid of cellulite, which is basically just fascial adhesions, if you have little splotchy areas in your leg or in your thighs, in your butt, and you're wanting to smooth that out a little bit, this is really, really good for that. You can put the this again, it comes with lavender, which is an awesome essential oil for skin. So if you get a rash, if you have a breakout, if you have itchiness, if you just want to relax, lavender is like a great essential oil for about anything. Most people don't have an allergic reaction to essential oil with lavender. So that comes free with your Spinergy. So I just poured it all over the head. You might want to have a towel handy because you're probably going to splash a little bit. So let me grab that right quick. And then again, as you're getting used to seeing some of this, you can see how my arm is turning red. So we're going to use the tip in order to get some of this oil on here. Press and hold. And now I'm driving with the Spinergy sculptor head. I am just moving back and forth, just kind of trying to free things up. If we're trying to relax and calm things down, this is not the head you want for that. Because again, you're breaking things up. And again, if you're needing more of a moisturizer, use a really good essential oil, or really good oil that you can use that is not problematic for most people, is organic jojoba oil. That is Jojoba. And it's organic, and it doesn't, there's no specific brand name, but I use jojoba oil on every client because I've never had a client have allergic reaction to jojoba oil, but I've had clients have reaction to coconut oil or olive oil or different types of seed oils. So jojoba oil is really good, and it's really good for anti-aging. It's really good for your skin, so you won't break out to it. But anyhow, 1 inch per second is ideal. So if we have shoulder pain and we're trying to break through a frozen shoulder, we're just going to go nice and easy, just like an inch per second. And again, I'm not pushing, I'm just letting it float. I'm just letting it spin and do its thing. If I push hard, it can't spin. You block the spin. So you don't want to spin, 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 and push hard at the same time. And again, you're going to see a big difference in coloration up top because I already did a cupping session on myself earlier today. So we are coming on down to elbow. I see a lot of elbow issues with men. A lot of men in their 30s, 40s on up. They break down. They don't break down in the carpal tunnel area. They break down in the elbow. If you have elbow pain that just doesn't go away, you've been diagnosed with tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, and it's not getting any better, look into working up higher into the shoulder and into the forearm, not the elbow, because the elbow, there's not a lot of stuff there other than ligaments and tendons, but the muscle itself, there's only a few that cross over, and you don't want to make those tendons angry or you're going to have a bigger problem. So 1 inch per second, you can see how it's spinning and it's also driving. But if you push too hard, you quit the spin. So if you are all about that and you just want to look at the other side, so that's transferring through my arm from the top, and I'm pushing hard, which means that the sculptors are staying put because it can't spin. It can just go up and down. Now it's spinning. Push. You can see that the teeth are not moving. It's not spinning because I'm keeping it stuck. But what it's doing is it's driving down and it's breaking things up. So you can push hard, but if you're wanting to push hard and spin at the same time, just know that it's not meant to spin and press at the same time. So you can just press and hold, let that work out that tissue. You can move your hand, which is going to enhance the opportunity there. I'm going to have a separate episode just for massage gun basics by joint or by problem area. If you've got plantar fasciitis, this is awesome because plantar fasciitis is not the bottom of the foot. It is a calf problem. So I'll definitely do a live on plantar fasciitis and using massage gun for relieving that. I've already done a couple of those. I did those years ago and they still work, by the way. The same technique still works. But I'm just, again, you can see that transitioning. It's not spinning. It's just up and down 9 millimeters. Okay. And breaking some stuff down, but I'm not breaking this side down by working this side. In fact, that's what it looks like when I'm actually breaking the bottom. It's good stuff. By the way, this feels really good. You can work range of motion, spiraling at the same time. Just keep it there. Jiggle, jiggle. Got to be okay with the jiggle. Yeah, so you can do little spots at a time. That's what makes this one so special. And again, I'm only on speed of 1 out of 6. So that is that tip. Again, just covering some basics as we go through. So we pop that one off. And again, because it's made of a hard plastic, you can wash this with soap and water. You can use it between people. You don't have to worry about disease control like you would have to with, like, per se, our porous head or foam head, in which you have to worry about transferring stuff from one person to the other because these are a little harder to wash, especially if they get wet. Okay, so this is another tip. Okay, goes on to the Spinergy. And again, there's this rubber ring on here. So you just clips on, just make sure you got it all on there. But this one is called the ring head. Okay. The ring head is really good for arms, thighs, and calves. Okay. So I've got my massage table out here. So I'll show you some of these tips, tricks, techniques once I introduce you to some of these things. But again, you just tap it each time and it goes up into a level. This one, again, it's more of what we call the ring head. And so it glides a lot better while it's pushing. It is using that little, I like to call it the Y. It grips and it spins at the same time, but it's not poking, prodding. So you can get into some other areas, but this is really good. For instance, when it comes to my thigh, okay, I can get, you can see the jiggle jiggle. So it's spinning and it's changing things up. And I'm not all that swollen, but man, this is really cool. Cause if I'm trying to if you are needing to do some moisturizing, this is an awesome way to do moisturizing. Again, I'm going to put the essential oil on the top. It'll just drip out by itself if you just hold it long enough. It usually comes out pretty quick. It's not wanting to cooperate, which means I'm going to grab my own essential oils because I use these every day anyways. This is nothing new to me. So I got my little lavender essential oil right here. So I'm just going to drop a couple of drops. There we go. So there's just 2 drops on there. Okay. That's what it looks like. So it's in the little well. Okay. And I'm going to let it drip and roll around. Okay. Now I'm just going to pat just to get it started. Okay. I'm going to prop my leg up here so you can see this. We're going to turn it on, press and hold for a second, and it turns on. And then each level higher. So you can see how this is jiggle, jiggle. But if you've got knee pain, if you've had a total knee replacement, total hip replacement, this is awesome. I use this on all my clients, especially around their scars. Lavender helps to reduce scars. And this helps if you've had a therapist or a surgeon tell you to start working on your scars, then you can take the massage gun, especially the lymphatic one, and just work nice and slow. You can actually use this over the bony area. It's not going to hurt anything. Just again, you don't want to press. So just back and forth, nice and slow. And it's spinning, but it's also going up and down. And you can see a little bit of it. You can see how this is getting things to shaky, shaky, wakey, wakey. We got to wake things up a little bit. Okay. So you can see how it's actually moving and transitioning. But if you're just wanting to apply a moisturizer or applying an essential oil, now I can feel, you can't see a lot of the shakiness happening because I am really sticky stuck through here. There's lots of lumps in here. I have fibromyalgia, so I'm naturally a little more of a lumpy person, which I'm totally cool with. Part of my history, part of my story. But this is actually breaking some of that lumpiness up. So if you have lipedema, if you have lymphedema, if you have fibromyalgia, if you just have a lot of extra fluff, I don't like to say fat because we all need fat to survive, and fat is a scary thing for a lot of people. But you can see where I'm trying to break this thing down and things aren't moving a whole lot. Whereas if you get me on a vibration plate, which is a much more powerful version of massage gun is more in a local area, whole body vibration. It does what a massage gun does from the inside out instead of the outside in. I use both. I use vibration on a vibration plate as well as the massage gun with every one of my clients, every single one of them, because I can learn a lot. You can see how I'm a little stuck here in my arm and my biceps there. So you can see how that's breaking things up. That's not extra fat tissue. That is from overworking my upper body. I work on people with my hands. I do massage. I do all different types of treatments. But today I'm working a 12-hour day straight through without taking any breaks because demand is high and I'm really good at what I do. So in order to give myself a bit of a break, my body is going to become more like glue. And when it's more like glue, we have more pain up in our neck and shoulders, but it can actually start down here in the upper arm, in the bicep, tricep area. So if you get where you see these interesting little lumpies that look like right through there, it looks like cellulite. That's just tissue that's stuck. It's muscle and fascia and skin that is all going together because I haven't been taking care of myself. And so that's how you break it up. Okay, it's just spinning. I'm not pushing hard. I'm just letting it float. But you can see how it's changing things. Okay, so that's just one example. Again, if you just want to use this as a moisturizer, just to put, oh, I'm starting to itch, really starting to itch. Woo! So that means that there's a release. That means the lymphatic system is working. It's trying to eliminate stuff, which means I'm going to get more of like an itchy experience. If you start itching, you're releasing junk in the trunk. You're releasing nasty stuff that you need to get out of your system. So keep going. It's only going to itch for a little bit, meaning like 15, 30 minutes, and then you're done. It doesn't last for hours on end. For most cases. I've not had that happen too many times, but you can go around the knee. This is a soft tip. It is plastic, but it's controlled in that I'm not using heavy force. If you have a scar, like a total knee scar or an ACL scar, you can go nice and easy over the top. Okay. Just keep it flowing. You don't want to stay on it for a long period of time. Keep it flowing. 30 seconds per general area is a good starting point. I could honestly take 30 minutes and do a massage gun application just to warm up the entire body if I want to. If you are a body competitor or if you're trying to get ready for swimsuit season, buns and guns and all that kind of stuff, you can actually chisel out your tissue. You can make your muscles more prominent by how you use vibration and using massage gun in order to separate certain tissues. You can actually shape and change the definition of certain areas of your body, just knowing strategically how to use and manage. So when I go down here, you can kind of see how the tissue can be stuck. I'm definitely got some sticky over here. And again, it's not extra fat. It's just tissue that's sticky and doesn't want to glide. That happens from doing too much of the same thing all the time. So there's the wave head. Get that off there. Now we've got two more left. We've got this one, which is this was the ring head. I want to make sure I'm clear on this. Sculpt head has the teeth. The wave has got, the ring has the Y in the middle of it. They call that the ring head. Okay. This is our wave. It's got these little dots. Okay. And it goes on. And the wave head is great for the wrist, for the shoulders, neck, hips, calves, tummy. Okay. So yes, you can use this on your tummy. A great idea. if you have castor oil, and in the evening hours before you go to bed, if you go here in your tummy region and you use it around your belly button, if you put castor oil in your belly button, it helps for your body to detox and to upregulate and increase how the lymphatic system works. So I'm going to take my lavender. Again, this one comes with lavender in the kit. I'm just using this one because it's handy. I use these every day. And I'm just kind of letting it roll its way through, okay? If I wanted to go, let's go calves, okay? So if we go calf, I'm just gonna kind of just get the oil on there so it doesn't splash all over the place. Go ahead and turn it up. And again, it goes up to a level of 6. I'm at a level of 3 right now. Now, the calves are ultra sensitive. So if you are somebody who is having plantar fasciitis, you're having shin pain, you're having foot pain, you're having knee pain, go after the calves. I'm actually going to go a little higher on the spin on this. And you don't want to go right along the shin because the shin bone is a very bony area. So it can be a little sensitive, but just working 1 inch per second, going down and working our way back up. Just back and forth. And again, I'm not gripping it. Like it's not a death grip. Like we want to just soft hand. Just, you can work in circles if you want to continue. The body loves spirals. It loves circles. So if you want to work in circles, you can. Or if you want to work in straight lines, again, you're working with the Spinergy. So it's already spinning, and you can see how, I can get up and close on here. You can see how, there we go. Now you can see that tissue changing. It's good stuff. All right. So I'm going to take the 4th application tip here that comes with, because I want you to be able to see that. And then I'm going to go through all this with the other massage gun, and you'll be able to see the difference in one that spins versus one that just goes up and down. And that's what we call amplitude. The shin down low, very sensitive. But again, we can use this around areas that are real sensitive because we're not pushing, prodding, poking. We're just improving blood flow to these areas. What you have to remember with the calf muscle, they call that your second heart. Why? Because it is pumping all this stuff back up into your lymphatic system. One of our portal channels for lymphatic flow is behind the knee. So if you have trouble with getting stuff back up into your torso and you got lymphedema, your ankles are swollen, your legs are swollen, you can so slightly, don't push, just float. This is one of our main lymphatic ports. So we're just going behind this, nice and easy. And again, those lymphatic ports love spirals and circles, and they love tapping, which is what percussion is all about. It's about tapping. It's a lot breaking things loose, clearing it out, unclogging the drains, if you will. So that's just one way that you can do that. Now, last tip is our point head. There we go. And the point head is what it is. It has a point. It's not a prominent point. It's not a sharp point. It's just a point, okay? The point head is great for, again, waist, abdomen, shoulders. We can do a lot of the same areas with this as we can with the ring, as we can with the wave. Like we can, there's a lot, you can use it interchangeably with about anything. But this is our pin head, our point. I call it, I just said a pin head, but it's our point head, okay? But again, you can use oils for this as well. But let's just go back over to this side. Let's just see the difference. So I'm on speed of 1. It goes up to a speed of 6. 6 level speed is 42 hertz and 2,500 revolutions per minute, basically, is how they consider that, how many times it actually works on the minute. And again, like I'm just going up and down. If I'm trying to warm up the tissue, you can go up and down in quick broad strokes, or you can dial it down and you can just do like 1 inch per second. It's totally whatever you feel is good. This one is not going to break things up as much. If you have pain in your hand, again, carpal tunnel, you got that carpal tunnel scar, you can work on both sides of the wrist in trying to reduce some tension and adhesions in there. This feels really good in the palm of the hand where you've got a lot of the tissues that can become more sticky, and really, like if you get hand cramps or you have trouble with circulation in your palms, you can easily go back up and down through here with the point head and really dial in on some things. But I'll show you where the other massage gun is really good with that too. Okay, so those are our different attachments for the Spinergy and the difference in the Spinergy versus the difference with our traditional massage gun. So I'm going to show you again some of those here in just a second. I want to get down to the different types of tips on our other massage gun, which is our Sonic LX. Yes, I'm starting to get some good itching going on. That means things are moving, things are getting better. So Sonic LX, it's got 10 different attachment tips. One of them is heated, and I can feel it. It's on, and it's nice and warm. And again, when you turn it on, you'll see, oh, that means it needs charged. When it's got the blue light on, that means it's ready to go. Red light means it needs to be charged. But we've got it at least heating up a little bit that we can get in. But it just goes on the end, just like that. And then when you turn it on, you can drive heat. The heat on this, it uses a USB-C in order to charge the head. So again, when you plug it in, right there, plug it in, it will maintain 130 degrees of heat application through the tip, however you want to use that. We also have these metal tips, okay? We have the metal cone and we have the metal flat. Why do we have metal? Because you can use essential oils. So you can't use essential oils so much with the other tips because they are porous, so they get all gamey and nasty. But with this, you can take a like a biofreeze, tiger balm, something essential oils. So there's a little bit of lavender on there, and we can drive that in, or you can put the essential oils on your body first and then go in from there. So you're going to turn on through the bottom. It's got multiple speed levels. This one specifically has 9. When you're using a metal tip, don't push hard because you're using metal, and metal on bone and metal on tissue don't normally go happy hand in hand. But this is much more intense than the Spinergy gun. The Spinergy is more about lymphatic flow. This is more about really getting into the nitty-gritty of the tissue, like really breaking things up. So you got to see the calf earlier with the Spinergy. This is a very focused point. But again, you can use it with creams, you can use it with lotions, you can use it with balms, and you can wash it really easy. You can disinfect it in between well, but you can see how it's making a bigger difference. It's much more sensitive. So if you're a sensitive person with pain, you don't want to go into hard, painful spots. And I'm only on a speed of 5 out of 9. But this is really good for the carpal tunnel. Again, stay focused on the forearm. Don't get too much into the elbow. A lot of nerves in the elbow, a lot of nerves, around the neckline. So you don't want to go too much near the base of your skull. There's a lot of nerves that run through there. And then when you are working on the outside of your leg, there's a nerve that lies right underneath of here that's it's like right underneath the skin. And if you irritate it, it can make everything tingle in a not so comfortable kind of way. But again, this is much faster. You can see it going up and down, not spinning, up and down. So it's going 12 millimeters, which is how far up and down it goes. They call that amplitude. Amplitude is the distance from base to tip as to how far it transitions when it's vibrating. Okay. This one right now on a speed of 5 is at a frequency of 35. Okay. And on the Spinergy, that frequency happens on speed 2. So the amplitude in combination with the frequency and RPMs, max RPMs on the Spinergy gun is going to be 2,500. Right now I'm at 2,600. So high speed, it's just a totally different dynamic. So just being in tune with that. Now you can really see things. So it's going up and down and it's changing that tissue. But if you're trying to break tissue underneath and cleansing or like pushing out the lymph, the lymphatic Spinergy is really good for that. If you're wanting to get into the nitty-gritty, so now we're getting into some of those deep muscles, that's what this one is really good for. If you're wanting to get really targeted into some hot zones. But again, through bony areas, you got to be really careful because we don't want to bruise anything. We don't want more inflammation. So I'm just staying in this little area right here, just kind of moving around like 1 inch per second or so. We store anxiety right here across their chest line. And if you get sick, if you get sinus congestion, you get respiratory issues, You can use light vibration to break that down. And you're thinking sinus issues. Yes. So I'll show you how that works. So that's our metal tip. Okay. Metal flat and our metal cone. They just pop, pop with weasel, weasel whip pop. So those are our metal tools, which you can use with creams, oils, ointments, balms, things like that. Now, our face. This is a spongy tip. It is made of rubber. I call it the dampener tip because it dampens the blow of vibration to and from. So if you're going to use this for jaw, for sinus, forehead headaches, you've got to be super careful. In fact, if you wanted to, so this is on a level 1 speed, okay? You're going to start down low. And again, we're just going super light. I'm just letting things float, okay? Just letting things float. And if you get a lot of bouncing, it means that it's not fast enough, but you got to be really careful with speed around the face and the jaw. So again, just super, super light. But if you got TMJ, TMJ happens because of all the tension in the neck pulling into the jaw. And did you know that your tongue is actually attached to your crotch? It's all one tissue. So you can do super, super light. Again, super light. I'm not trying very hard. Just be super, super gentle. It's almost a light tickle, but low speed. So speed of 1, using our flat, spongy, squishy tip. So it looks more like a spring, and I'm not pushing. I'm just super, super light. Okay. So you can use this on your face. I would highly recommend you not let somebody else use it to your face because if you can't communicate with somebody else, it doesn't take much pressure to cause more problems. If you already have problems in your facial jaw area, or if you've got tension headaches, it's not ideal for somebody to do it to you unless they're a trained professional. I do this with clients in a controlled setting, but only in certain circumstances because there's other things vibrational wise that we can use that are more effective. Okay. Being really careful across the forehead because there's not much there. In fact, I would stay away from the forehead. There's just a super thin layer of muscle here and bone right behind that, by the way. But cheeks, there's a lot of stuff there. So if you have jaw tension, if you have jaw pain, it's one of those things that you can do to break things up a little bit. And again, that is our spongy tip. It's a rubberized tip. I call it the dampener tip, but you can call it whatever you want to. It's absorbable. It's an absorber type for sore muscles, for sensitive issues. But yeah, this is your pain management tip. That's what we're going to call that one, the absorber. So it is, it has a little give to it, but it's not made of plastic. Okay, now we're talking about the ball, the round ball. This is the one that started the whole process. It all started with a lacrosse ball, and then it turned into a spongy, squishy ball. So that's, but it originally started as a lacrosse ball. Okay, and so you can really see how much the amplitude is 12 millimeters. And again, this is on a level of 1. So if I do this around my face, this doesn't feel as good. Okay, this does not feel as good. It's more intense. So don't, if you're going to go anywhere around the face, stay with the absorber because this is too much. Okay. Through here across the chest wall, if you feel it like right now it's bouncing, it's because I'm either using a bad angle. So you can go angle or you can go head on. If you go head on, the amplitude is this way. So if you go on an angle, you're changing the angle of application, which means it might not bounce around as much and it might be a little more comfortable. There we go. Now, if you are super sensitive to an area and you still want to experience, but you're on speed 1 and it's still too much, throw a towel over and go through the towel because you're still going to get the vibration through the towel, but it kind of softens the blow if you are ultra sensitive. And if you have fibromyalgia or pain syndrome, you're going to be more sensitive. So let's show you what this does for the legs. So you already got to see the Spinergy working up here in the leg. Now you can see this is ultra. I'm an ultra sensitive person, so this does not feel good to me. This is actually a little on the painful side for me, but I'm in control over it, so I can kind of offset that pain threshold. But I know this tissue on my body is a little on the sticky side because I was in a car for 16 hours over 2 days. My birthday was this week on Monday. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes for those who sent them. And so I was in the car for an outing. And when you sit a long period of time, the body gets really sticky and stagnant and it's no longer happy. So it takes more pressure here in the hip. So if you are somebody who's having hip pain, especially hormonally related as you go into menopause, perimenopause, work more through your hip and through your booty, because when you get more into the hip and the booty, it actually alleviates pain in the hip and in the thigh. So you can get, and again, if you start itchy, that means you're getting rid of stuff. The hip socket for me is about right here. You want to be careful if you're going through in this area right here and you feel soreness, then avoid it. Stay in the thick tissue, the thick muscle areas. Okay. And for me, of course, with everybody, our booty is our thick area. So don't hesitate. There's going to be some very sensitive points in there. And again, if this is too much, go Spinergy or go with the absorber tip. But again, you can see how much change. It's a big difference. Okay, so that's what it looks like in my upper arm, and it looks like slow motion, but guess what? I'm moving 1 inch per second, and it is slow motion, changing, transforming the tissue so that it doesn't look so lumpy. And our body reshapes itself every 30 minutes. So you got to hydrate, you got to mold it, you got to give it some love. It has to have compression at times, it has to have load at times, which means resistance training, but also mechanical vibration, which is what we're doing right here. Also helps to shake and bake things up inside beneath the surface that you can't see, but you can see I'm turning red. That means we're getting blood flowing here. We're getting a histamine response, and we're getting stuff that needs to be moving so we can get it out of the system. That's what our lymphatic system does. When it comes to our lymphatic system, majority of lymphatics happens on the left side of the body. So you want to make sure you're getting the left side. If you're going to choose left or right, choose left. And the area up here by your collarbone is a super important area where lymph kind of ports. It's like the crossroads where all the roads come and intersect with each other. The clavicle area, the collarbone area right here is a very important one. As well as here in the armpit. Okay, so if you're going to go through the armpit, low speed, light pressure, just tapping through vibration in order to clear out any kind of stagnation of flow through the armpit. Okay, the pec minor, if it's short, right here into here, if it's short, it will cause neck pain, headaches, low back pain. So you can muscle up and work on just this area right here. And in women, it will be ultra sensitive. And most men really like how this feels. But we're not pushing. I'm just letting it float on by. And if this hurts head on, then take it sideways. Take it on a different angle and flow with it. But you can see how that's changing. Now through here, there's bony areas, so it's bouncing. You don't want to bounce. If it bounces, you either don't have the right pressure, the right angle, or the right tip, or the right speed. So those are the 4 things: speed, angle, pressure, or application. All right. If you have pain in your palms, I've been working on people for several hours. I'm working on people for 12 hours a day with my hands. So we are going to show you this. It's like a bullet tip. Okay, that's what we call that, is the bullet tip. And it's for problem areas or muscle knots. This actually feels really good in the palm of the hand. It's like, it's like, feels so good. But you can see where you can see where the tendons are almost like, you can see like a hollowing of my palm. It's because the tissue is sticky there. You can see where my tendons are popping. So we want to try and clear that and separate that where we can. And this tip is really good at doing that. And here we call that the thenar eminence, the area between the thumb and your index finger. That's a very sensitive area. It's a pressure point. So you can just hold there and let it do its vibration in order to break up the webbing in there, because there's some pressure points in there. And if you really want to upset somebody, you just add a little pressure. Don't do it if you don't want to upset them, because it is a very, very hot area for most. Okay, so again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. But massage gun basics, there's so much you can do. I did some massage gun total body application 6 years ago, maybe even 7 years ago, with somebody laying on my table. And I've been doing it for a long time, doing it almost a decade now, come to think of it. I've been in the massage gun world. So, but yeah, but you can move your palm. You can have somebody else moving your palm at the same time. And again, because of what carpal tunnel is, it's inflammation. If you've got elbow pain or if you got carpal tunnel, it's inflammation of the tendons, but the muscles that those tendons are attaching to the bone actually exist up here. So you can get into some nitty-gritty areas, and this feels really, really good. You can see though that the tip is going up and down, and it's going up and down 12 millimeters. Trigger finger, yes. Trigger finger, same thing. If you work on super slow, so again, you can even go 1 inch per 2 or 3 seconds and just working up and down the channel. Just make sure that you're not using in the groove here because there's a nerve there. So you don't want to go here in the groove of the elbow on either side of the elbow, or you will not be a happy camper. And I told you so. But with trigger finger, it's ligament and tendon over exertion or rupture of that. So in order to minimize scar tissue, is you just go through and just start breaking this down a little bit. Okay. And can you do too much? You can. You won't know that you've done too much until tomorrow. So if you do bruise yourself by accident, flush it out. Go less next time. And if you wake up tomorrow and you're not bruised, but you're sore, good. That means that your body's adapting. There are new things that are starting to work. You're mobilizing toxins and gunk in the tissue, which is what our body needs in order to thrive. We don't want stuff to stay stagnant for too long. It's like having a swamp. You don't want a swamp in your tissues. You want everything nice and fluid and flowing in, flowing out. So we use massage vibration. We call this mechanical vibration or percussion. Percussion is like drums, bum, 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 right? And so, but again, both of these massage guns are super quiet for operation. So if you've got little ones at home, people trying to study, you're at the library, you're in the office, somebody's taking a call, you can do this. You can do it on the plane. I've actually done this on an airplane. You can do all that. So again, just work